result of the hasty way this operation was pulled together?
Absolutely. 2,000 troops.
I hate these calls.
You want me to?
You don't work here anymore. Hello, Mr. Godfrey. I'm calling from the White House. I'm sorry to bother your family at this difficult time, but I have President Bartlet calling for you. May I put him on? Sir, I'm sorry. Yes, sir, I understand. Of course, it's your... I will. And if you'd like, I can arrange for you...
Is he on?
Not exactly.
Either I'm getting used to these meetings, or that wasn't all bad news.
36 hours and no secondary attacks on our peacekeepers.
Did a chaplain contact Lieutenant Godfrey's father yet?
Yes, ma'am. The chaplain joined the casualty assistance officer at the family home last night. Of course, the father still may speak out.
That's his prerogative. I have a question about your troop depletion estimate, or rather, lack of estimate.
Force depletion. We call it force depletion.
But I am correct. This is the DoD estimate of how many troops we may expect to lose in the mission?
Well, we don't break it out that way.
Is that why force depletion estimate is left blank here?
No, ma'am. Leo liked us to leave our number unpublished until he got the NSA estimate. That way, the two projections were decided independently.
But you would share your estimate with Leo.
When he asked.
I'm asking, how much of our force may be depleted in JTF Palestine?
All due respect, that's a complex question. Based on past Israeli losses, previous peacekeeping missions, we're currently prepared to respond to 1/4 to 1% depletion over 12 months.
Up to 200 soldiers.
Oh, this isn't a body count. The 1% includes the entire military force strength, munitions, structures, aircraft.
And troops?
If you're going to be concerned about the Dover test, it's too early to worry about that.
The Dover test.
Erosion of public support based on arrival of coffins at our air base in Delaware.
I wanted to understand your projections. The Dover test wasn't my concern, but would you excuse me, Commander? Margaret, has the press briefing started yet?
No, the Pentagon has not released the soldier's name. That's all the information I have.
So you can't comment on whether there's a problem identifying the remains?
I can't, Chris.
I'm sorry to harp on this, but there are only about 1,000 troops in the region.
Peacekeepers, 1,100.
So it's hard to believe the Pentagon can't identify the casualty.
Why I'm not commenting, that's Mr. Sly's speculation. Get a comment from his network.
Now, hold on, Toby. I get to defend myself.
No, don't.
The reason why I'm forced to speculate is that I'm getting no
Was Toby
information.
briefed on Dover policy?
He said he didn't need to
The Pentagon is the right place to go for that information.
There's no stalling here in order to delay putting a face on this loss.
Absolutely not, Brad.
Quick follow-up.
Move on.
I have to move on.
Just to confirm, if President Bartlet is not trying to pull the curtain over the cost of his peace plan, why are the press being kept away from this slain soldier's homecoming at Dover Air Base tomorrow?
The Dover mortuary has restricted press coverage for the last 13 years. The DoD suspended access during the previous administration.
Which this administration has regularly ignored. We've had access. Why the sudden clampdown?
It's not sudden. We issued a directive 6 months ago. Not that any of you bothered to read it.
No. You're 11.
6 months ago, the decision was made to deny press access to Dover.
What was the rationale for the change?
A request came from the Pentagon based on concerns of family members. Historically, these events were not public. They had evolved into media events that competed with official memorial services.
But why wasn't the policy change announced publicly?
Toby.
Wasn't a change. It was adhering to a policy already in place.
But the administration altered its stance. Was an announcement even discussed?
Of course.
You were in the room?
I was in the room.
And no one argued that by burying this in a directive, it would look like you had something to hide.
Nothing was buried. Some people argued to announce a change.
That would be me.
Because it was seen as controversial.
Wrap it up, adios.
Look, the Dover closing wasn't taken lightly. I weighed in, others weighed in. Ultimately, it was the way we decided to go.
So you believe the press should have continued access to the airbase?
I appreciate the Pentagon's need for a precedent.
Why? Why worry about precedent unless you expect a growing body count?
Shut it down.
Yeah.
Is that what's expected? More coffins?
The number of coffins isn't. Each life matters. Whether it's 1 or 100, access should be consistent.
You want him in your office?
Oh, yeah.
Talking numbers like that, we can